Number 4 facts about culture. There are 8 of them. Number 4 facts about culture. Culture happens either by design or by default. That's a fact about culture. The culture that is prevalent around you right now is by design or by default. By default. So even when you choose to do nothing about it, that's a culture. It's a culture of laissez-faire, nonchalance, and lackadaisical attitude. What will be, que sera, sera. That's a culture. A culture of we're just at ease, no urgency, no deliberateness. That's a culture. But there's the opposite of insisting, being meticulous, paying due attention, commitment to excellence, commitment to review, to analysis, to measurement, deliberately, seasonally. That's another culture. Others will just say, if it will prosper, it will prosper. Others say, no, we've got to see why it's not prospering. We've got to measure. We've got to analyze. We've got to implement. We've got to review. We've got to watch it. We've got to follow through. So your culture is by design or by default. The choice is yours. But one thing is, you can't avoid being known by a specific culture. There are no in-between ways. You just may not be as extreme as some, but you definitely can be defined by who you are right now. Not yesterday, not tomorrow, by who you are right now. That's your culture. Number 5 fact about culture. Culture happens, therefore, by what we tolerate. By what we tolerate. And do you know why this is important? Because I'm speaking, from the concept of developing exceptional leadership. Leaders don't tolerate what they don't want. One of my profound mentors, Bishop David Oyedepo, would say, what you don't want, you don't watch. What you don't want, you don't watch. That's what leaders do. It's not enough to say, it doesn't concern me. It's left to them. No, leaders don't do that. No, leaders don't do that. In fact, leaders don't allow the things they don't want within the circle of their influence. That's what makes you an effective leader, an exceptional leader. So remember, culture happens by what we tolerate. Many years ago, I read Mike Murdoch. He said, you can't complain about what you tolerate. Don't tolerate a thing and complain about it. No, you can't have it both ways. You can't. If you don't want it, don't tolerate it. If you want it, allow it. If you don't want it, don't tolerate it. So friends, the things you regularly, consistently tolerate is proof of your value system, is proof of what you desire, is proof of what you want, and that's what you will have. So if you don't like it, don't allow it. Lateness, shabbiness, sloppiness, shallowness, don't allow it. Otherwise, that's culture forming. And do you know what, friends? Like somebody says, I don't know who this can be attributed to, that it's always better to stop the first leak than to try to stop the gush that will follow. A stitching time saves 9. Friends, it's important. Don't tolerate it if you don't want it. And I say, when I say don't tolerate it, there is a way you also do that. Sometimes people try to change behaviors by announcements. No, an announcement cannot change behavior. A cliche cannot change a behavior. No, it can't. There is much more. Remember where we're coming from? Thought process, value system, behavior, what is allowed. So just by making announcements, say this is not what we want. This is not how we want it in this business, in this family. No, that doesn't change culture. I'm going to show to you step by step. If you follow me through the progression of this series, I'm going to show you step by step how you can implement a change of an unwanted culture. But let's go. So number 5, one more time, culture happens by what we tolerate.